Parama Krishna. Amongst all the so-called wannabe controller, there's one supreme controller, and that's Krishna. And who is that Krishna? It's sac-cid-ānanda-vigraha. Now the word vigraha is very important. It means form. God is not formless. The Supreme is not formless. It's just that His form is different than our form. His form is, we are made of bhumi apo nalavayo kamani buddhivacha ahankara itinami bina prakriti masada. Our body is made of 8 material elements of earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, and intelligence, force, ego. In the human form, 70% of our body is water. Water means the blood, and not, this is also considered water. But it consists of a combination of these 8 elements. But Krishna's form is sac-cid-ānanda. Sat means is eternal, Chit knowledge, and Ananda full of bliss. That is his spiritual form. Eternality, knowledge, and bliss. Actually, we as living beings, we also have this form, same form. But right now, the form is in a very, very minute size. In the Upanishad, it's described that it's tiny, tiny, like 100 side of the tip of hair, 100 times you cut it. But so within that form, we are also eternal knowledge, full of knowledge and bliss. It just right now is covered by the material elements. And due to false ego, false identity, we identify the body as a self. But living within this body, we are not feeling fulfilled. We are always seeking eternal life. One of the best selling products in the world, or on the internet, was for that matter, are anti-aging products. If there's a product you can promise people to live an extra 5 years, for sure you're going to make you a billionaire. Anti-aging, they look younger. That's how they promote those products. If you take this and then they have some testimonial, people say, yeah, I feel 20 years younger after taking this product for a few months or whatever. And people say, oh, I want to be I want to look younger and I want to live longer. Because it's natural in us to be eternal. And Chit, we're always seeking for knowledge. We always want to know what's happening everywhere, what's happening in the world, what's going on around us. I have what? Oh, thank you. That's better. Thank you. And bliss. Who doesn't like happiness? The whole reason for our existence and everything that we do is to bring happiness to ourselves. That's what we do. So it's sac-cid-ānanda, eternality, knowledge, bliss, and it's very natural to us. It's just that we have forgotten and we are looking for it in the wrong place. So it's nothing wrong. We just have to find it in the right place. And of course, here in this verse is describing, and see how descriptive the form of Krishna is. Not only is he sac-cid-ānanda-vigraha, it's also describing the earring that he's wearing, shark-shaped earring. When he's running, it's just swinging to and fro. And it's describing the pastimes of Damodara Lila, whereby Krishna broke the pot out of being naughty. He broke the butter pot, and Mother Yashoda, and she was running away. Mother Yashoda running after her with a stick in her hand, just to scare her. Prabhupada said to teach the kids, you can raise a stick, but never use it. They say never to hit the child. But of course, in other parts they will say, spare the rod and spoil the child. You figure it out. So he raised the stick just to be just as he's chasing, but she has no intention of using it on Krishna. And of course, finally, Mother Yashoda caught up with him and tied him up. And we know the story how the rope was too short, 2 fingers too short. He tied 2 ropes together, it was still 2 fingers too short. Add all the ropes in the house, was still 2 fingers too short. And I explained that last week, I think. There's 2 fingers represent our effort, and the other finger is mercy. We have to make the effort to gain the favor of Krishna through the practice of devotional service in the 9 form process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Achanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. Beginning of hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping, offering prayers, acting as a servant, acting as a friend, and surrendering everything. So any one of these 9 forms of devotional service, one can achieve perfection if we do it nicely. So we engage ourselves in any of these 9 processes of devotional service to gain the favor of Krishna, because without the favor of Krishna, we cannot achieve Him, despite all our efforts. So both has to be there. We have to put in effort, and at the same time, we have to pray for the mercy of Krishna. And to achieve the mercy of Krishna is a lot easier when we gain the favor of his representative, the spiritual master, or Lord Nityananda, or Srimati Radharani. It's all representatives because they are very, very dear to Krishna. It's like wanting to go to see the king. You go through his personal assistant or secretary to get it's easier to get to see the king by appointment. On our own, they'll say, "Who are you?" Right? So that's how Mother Yashoda ran after him. And of course, as you also said before, that Krishna is not, you cannot catch Krishna. Even the yogis, when they perfected their yoga practices, they can travel at the speed of the mind. And we know how fast the mind can travel. So even if we travel at the speed of the mind for 1,000 years, you cannot even approach the toenail of Krishna. What to say of capturing him? But Krishna allowed himself to be captured by Mother Yashoda because of her pure love. She captured Krishna not because of the speed, but because of her love. So that capturing of Krishna is a bond of love of Mother Yashoda. And this pastime demonstrates the bond of love between Krishna and his devotee. How sweet it is, the reciprocation there. The next one. Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he's crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his 2 lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound not with ropes, but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. Again, you see here, the Supreme Lord in the scripture is described that he's fear by fear personified. And yet, he's running out of fear of Mother Yashoda. And also very detailed explanation of his necklace of pearls around his neck is marked with 3 lines like the conch shell. How detailed the description of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is. Where else can you find there's such clear description of who is God? Although every religion is telling us you should love God with all your heart, but there's no description of how he is, how he looks. If I were to ask you, love the girl, okay, how? What girl? No, the girl. But there's no description of how she looks like, what she does, what she likes, what she don't like, where she lives. You don't even have the faintest idea where to begin. And that's what most religions are doing. Just love. Love God. Just love God. I was telling today in the program earlier how many years back in the late 70s, there was this program in Switzerland. I've said this quite a few times, this story. How there was a Christian, they were having a seminar in a retreat in the mountain. They invited the devotees to come there to give a talk and do a kirtan. Then at one point I said, okay, it's time for us to do our meditation. And we were curious what kind of meditation they were doing. They were sitting in the auditorium. And everyone was looking at the screen. And the projector was shooting a red rose. And then this mystical voice came over the sound system. Love. Love the rose. It's a red rose. Love the red rose. And then switch to yellow rose. And then love, now it's a yellow rose. Love the yellow rose. And everyone was sitting there like, love. And in this way they try to develop love. Very artificially. Other than that, where do you find anywhere in any scripture where there's this description? In fact, in some religion, they do not even allow any form of face of any deities. They do not even allow that. And some they say, oh, God is older, so must be old. And I mean, I have nothing against old people because I'm also one amongst you. But it's not exactly very attractive to love someone who is very old and wrinkled and sunken eyes, looking down with beard and long, right? This with hair. It's not very attractive for personality to love, isn't it? But here when you see in the description in the Vedas, how clear description of God is, how beautiful is it been described. The bluish form, youngish looking, although he's the oldest, he's youngish looking. He never looked older than a 16-year-old boy. That's like the prime age. That's 16, whether boys or girls, that's the prime. And after that, it starts to decline. You look around, you look at the young boys, young girls around the 16, they all look beautiful. So Krishna never get older than that. And the kind of color he wears, yellow garment, how he stand and bend his threefold bending form, playing on his flute, very detailed description are given. So now you can start drawing a picture in our minds. So yeah, very beautiful. And you can start developing some feelings, some attraction, because it's a real person we are talking about. And this Supreme Lord is running in fear. With fear personified, he's running out of fear of his mother. That's the relationship that they have, the lila. Mother means to love the child, and sometimes you have to correct the child. By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokul in pools of ecstasy, and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. You know, everyone goes to the temple, they go to church to pray to God, give me this, give me. Just like the parents, when the children is growing up, Dad, I want this. Mom, I want that. Buy me this, buy me that. I need a new mobile phone. What's wrong with your phone? You said it's already 2 years old. I need a new one. Why do you need one? It's still working. He said, all my friends have the latest model. Make me look stupid if I go to school with the old phone. And always give me. Prabhupada called me the give me prayers. Even before we sit down, we eat, we say, give me, please give me. Right? or give me my daily bread, and so on. But the mood of the devotee is different. They don't ask Krishna, give me. They say, what can I give you? What can I offer you? That's the difference with the reciprocation of love. And of course, we know that nothing belongs to us. Everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. But we're offering it back to Him with love. So Krishna is accepting our love. And He become bound by that love, the offering of love that we're offering Him. We can't offer God anything. He has everything. It's just like you go to some very, very rich man. What can you offer him? What can you offer this guy? I recently, was it last year or earlier this year, when reading about the marriage of the youngest son of the Ambani, right? I mean, this guy, he's the richest man in Asia, super, super rich. And all these guests, they come, they offer a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, a house that is 1 million, a few million. Oh, that is nice, but it's nothing. For them, this is nothing. They can easily buy all this stuff one shot, right? But it's a symbol of their respect and symbol of their love. They're offering these things according to their status in life. They can afford it, so they offer according to what they can afford. So it's an expression of love and respect. But otherwise, do they really need it? No, they don't need it. They have more than enough they can live from, I don't know how many generations, just from the wealth they have now. So it is the love that Krishna, that's why Krishna make it very simple. Even if you offer me a flower, fruit, water, leaf, but it's offered with love, I'll accept it. Even as simple as water with a tulasi leaf on it, no, Krishna will accept with great joy. Therefore, to please Krishna, when we do offering, we have tulasi leaf on every offering, making sure that Krishna will accept. Because tulasi is very dear. There are 5 supreme things that are most dear to Krishna. Govardhan, Yamuna, Vrindavan, Tulasi, Shiva. There's the 5. They are the most dear to Krishna in the land of Vrindavan. So, and we will be celebrating Govardhan soon on Wednesday. So that is another, they are very, very dear to Krishna. So we come and celebrate. You're celebrating the appearance of Govardhan Hill, or Krishna lifting Govardhan Hill. That become very, very pleasing to Krishna. So, O Lord, although we are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bal Gopal in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use of me of any other boon besides this? So this mood is also expressed by Lord Chaitanya Prabhu in his Shishastakam. Although he's known as a great scholar during his time, he only left behind 8 stanzas. And the 4th stanza, he said, Na danam, na janam, na sundarim ka kamadishta kamaye, mama janmani, jamanvishwari, bhavata bhakti haitu kitvaye. He said, I do not want any wealth. I do not want a position or any beautiful wife. In fact, he said, I do not even want any liberation. Because he said, Mama Janmani, Janmaneshwari, Bhavata Bhakti Haitu Kitvaye. He said, I just want your devotional service life after life after life. Because when one tastes the sweetness of bhakti, nothing else in this world can compare. Nothing else. Right now, we may be attached to different flavors of the material world. But that is because we have not truly tasted the flavor of bhakti. When we taste the flavor of bhakti, we all have a tinge of it. We all have tasted some samples of it. That's true. Otherwise, we would not keep coming back and back. But when we truly taste the full flavor of bhakti, everything pales in comparison. There was so much so that even liberation is not very attractive. Because for a devotee, whether he's in heaven or hell, it makes no difference. If he's in heaven, you utilize the facility for serving Krishna. If he's in hell, and sometimes Miss Matthew is like hell. He's also serving Krishna. So there's no difference where he is. Location is not important. The most important for him is the opportunity to serve. And the benediction of this Kali Yuga is that we always have the opportunity to serve, no matter where we are. If there's no physical service to do, we can chant. If they tape our mouth, we chant in our head, in our mind, we can chant. There's no stopping. So no one can say, oh, I'm in this circumstance, I cannot serve. Oh, I'm in that circumstance, I cannot engage in devotional service. No. In any circumstances, we can. That's why in Malaysia, we do quite a lot of prison preaching. And sometimes when you look at these people, although it seems to be very unfortunate, on the other hand, it's quite fortunate. They're locked up. They're deprived of all kinds of sense gratification. Their only solace is chanting. Their only solace is to read Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam because they have nothing else to do in the prison. You know, and we have people who are actually on death row and took up Krishna consciousness very seriously. That's preaching to his other inmates, prison mate. And on the day of Prabhupada Vyasa Puja, that was 2-3 years ago, the king of that state granted him a pardon. And his death sentence was converted to life sentence. Because also by that time, it was about 3 years ago, death penalty was abolished in Malaysia. So it was converted to life sentence. Then again, they came back and said, actually, you have already overstayed your life sentence. Because life sentence means there's a certain span of time, and they calculate all the holidays and whatever not they calculate. So it's shortened. So you'll be released tomorrow. And it was released. And straight away the devotee was preaching, took him to Mayapur, and he got initiated. So sometimes you feel maybe it's lockup is not a bad idea if you look at it from that point of view. Cut off from all the opportunity for Maya. But it don't have to be. Because if we are fully absorbed in hearing, chanting holy name, absorbed in service, it's like living in a bubble where we are not affected by what's going on around us. All the book distributors can tell you that. When you go on book distribution, when you're outside on the street, absorbed in distributing Prabhupada's books, you're like protected by a cocoon. So many things are going on around you, you don't feel that. You're just like living in your own world, in the world of Chiranjiva Prabhu, distributing the mercy of Krishna in the form of Srila Prabhupada's books. And then suddenly when you stop, then suddenly you see the whole madness going around you. So we get that experience in pockets of moments. Now, so you understand that the opportunity to serve, to engage in devotional service is a supreme blessing. More important than going asking for some wealth, some big house, some big position, because these are all temporary. You'll be taken away. And especially in this day and age of technology, it's changing so fast. I was just on the way, we're just talking here about, I was asking this devotee about Elon Musk has just released this eSIM, where you just buy the SIM card and you never have to top up. And you can use it anywhere in the world. I thought all these telecommunication who are selling this is what are they going to do? Either going to change very quickly or they're going to close shop. And he was telling me, I said, I'm only using like about 29 krona for the whole month, 5 gig. That's more than enough. He said, no, actually, like Mocha also have a special offer for 3 months, 50 gig, 9 krona each. It normally is 49 a month. After the 3 months, it starts 49, but you won't be here anymore. So you only pay 9 krona each month for 3 months, 27, and you get 50 gig for 3 months. I didn't know that. So next time. So it just shows how cheap it actually is. But how much are we paying for this, our regular monthly payment? How much money they're making out of it? That's why the telecommunication company, they all become so big and so huge. And this is a real game changer with Elon Musk coming out with this SIM card. It's a virtual SIM card. So, O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair, tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. See, again, very clear description of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his hair, soft black hair, tinged with red, and his lips are reddish like the bimba fruit, very reddish lips. And that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mother Yashoda, can hold and embrace and kiss. How fortunate is Mother Yashoda to have Krishna in her house, that she can bathe, she can feed. The Supreme Lord, in front of her mother, she's completely independent, depending on the mercy of the mother. That's why it describes sometimes the pujari. The pujari are like the parents of the deities, because the deities are standing there, they're completely dependent on the pujari to take care of them, to bathe them, to dress them, to feed them. Welcome back from Malaysia. I arrived earlier than you. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you, O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me. By showering your glance of mercy upon me, deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, he said, don't try to see Krishna, but you should act in such a way that Krishna wants to see you. So act in a way where Krishna becomes so attracted by the love and devotion of the devotee that you become very eager and manifest himself before the devotee to have their association. So that is also shows is how can God be impersonal? God is a supreme person. He has all this expression of love and feelings and emotion. It's just that it's different than the normal emotions that we are feeling. These are transcendental emotions. And O Lord Damodara, just as the 2 sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nala Kuvera, were delivered from this curse of Narada, and made into great devotees by you in your form as a baby, tied with the rope to a wooden grinding mortar. In the same way, please give to me your own prema bhakti. I am only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. The story of these 2 sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nala Kuvera. After Mother Yashoda tied up baby Krishna to the wooden grinding mortar, and he thought that would stop Krishna from making any more trouble. But Krishna was not easily deterred. He started crawling towards the courtyard, dragging the mortar with him. And he crawled between the 2 Arjuna trees, and the mortar got stuck. And this one tug, these 2 trees came crashing down. And out of these 2 trees came these 2 shining beings who were offering prayers to Krishna. So these two shining beings, previously they were Manigriva and Alakuvara, the sons of the Kuvera, who is the treasurer of the demigod. Like in many cases, children born in very rich family or aristocratic family, sometimes they become debauchees, or sometimes they call it playboys. They only know how to spend. That's why in Asia, we talk about family wealth, we talk about, I think, 3 generations. The 3 generations, the grandfather make the money, the father managed to preserve it somewhat, and then next generation will waste it. Because they never have to go through any struggle. So these 2 sons, they were debauchees, they were drunkards, they were drinking, womanizers. So one time they were frolicking on the lake naked with some naked girls, and they were completely drunk. And the great sage Narada Muni happened to come along. And these girls, at least they have the sense to get up and cover themselves with clothing. But these 2 brothers, they were so drunk, they were just still sitting there naked and drinking. And Narada Muni thought, okay, you're so disrespectful and you like to be naked. So he cursed them to become trees. So with trees, you don't need to wear clothing, you just stand there naked, exposed to the world. And when they were cursed, they came to the senses and realized what they've done, and they begged Narada for forgiveness. And Narada, being a great devotee, one of the quality of a devotee is that paradukkha dukhi. They feel pain to see the sufferings of others. They don't like to cause pain to others. They're always very compassionate. He said, a curse has been announced and pronounced, so it cannot be taken back. But at least I can bless you that you take birth in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And when Krishna appeared, he will deliver you. So you see how the curse turned into a blessing. So they were standing there for many years. They have to still go through many years. And then Krishna appeared. He delivered them. And with the permission of Krishna, they circumambulated him and they went back to the heavenly planet, to their father's home. And O Lord Damodara, first of all, offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent robe which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani and offer my obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastime. So you see how it's described that the belly of Krishna is the abode of the entire universe. So no wonder you cannot find enough ropes to go around the belly, because everything is within that belly, the whole universe. So no rope is long enough to tie up the belly of Krishna. And this devotee who sing this song, he understands that. This is actually found in the Padma Purana of Krishna Dvaipanya Vyasa, spoken by Satyvrata Muni in a conversation with Narada Muni and Shaunaka Rishi, this song. So therefore, this devotee who's composed this song, he has no hesitancy in offering his obeisances to this brilliantly effulgent rope that tied the belly of Krishna. It's such a special rope that has tied the belly of Krishna. And then he offers his obeisance to the belly of Krishna, which is the abode of the complete universe. And he bowed down to beg for the blessing of Srimati Radharani. And in every of these stanza, he's bowing down and offers his obeisances to the Supreme Lord. And that is always the mood of the devotee, to the humility. And this is also the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that Trinat api sunichena, taro api sahisnuna, amanina manadena, kitaniya sadahari. One should be humbler than the blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, always offer respect to others and never expecting any respect in return. So when we develop this mood and attitude, then we can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Without developing this quality, it will be difficult to chant the holy name constantly. And the author of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Das Kaviraj, he said one should wear this stanza around his neck for constant remembrance. Because our tendency is to be proud. Sometimes even arrogant, proud to the point of arrogance. If we do something great or good, we become proud. Or we did something wonderful, we're always looking around who is going to be praised, will be praising me, how good I am. It's just after the class that we're looking around like who is going to come and tell me it's a great class. So that's natural for someone with material consciousness. And tolerant. If someone do something to us, we become upset. But if we do not develop tolerance, we'll be always upset. Because the three modes of material nature will constantly be bombarding us with so many inconveniences. And we may think we are ourselves very great, but not everyone agree with that. Not everyone will think that we are great. And sometimes from the most unlikely sources, maybe even a child come and point out our deficiency. And then our bubble is burst. And we get upset. So unless we develop this tolerance and humility, we will always be disturbed by the elements, by our own body and mind, or by other living entities. The three factors that are always disturbing us. The nature, ourselves, and others. Constantly be disturbed. But there's a very, very important verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by Lord Brahma. And this verse was spoken to by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya to Chaitanya Prabhu. Tate nukampam susamek shamano unjana evatma kritam vipakam ritvat vapabir vidadan namaste jivetayo mukti pade sadaiva. Very, very important verse for a devotee to meditate on, contemplate on, and apply in their life. He said, Brahma is saying that I may be faced with so many adverse conditions, so many difficult situations, so many challenges. But this is just simply due to my karma. It is not because of this person's fault. It's not because of that person's fault. He is not the cause of my problem, or he is not my cause of it. The cause of my problem is myself. So that's a very mature understanding. And it's a very mature understanding because when we take ownership and responsibility for something that happened to us, we become empowered. Every time when we blame others for the cause of my problem, we disempower ourselves and empower that person to have that power over us that can cause us this problem. You see what I mean? You see the psychology of it? So every time we say, oh, he's the cause of my problem, he's the cause of my problem, we are giving away our power to that person to cause us problem. But when we say, the buck stops here, this is due to my own karma, I'm faced with this. So you're empowering yourself that now you're acknowledging that this is within my power to change the narration. Because I'm the cause of my problem, so I can change it. But if someone else is the cause, I can't change it. He controls me. So it's just that slight change is so empowering. Because I've been studying this verse since the early days of my Krishna consciousness. I've been practicing this verse for a long, long time. And every time I think about it, it just gives me a deeper and deeper meaning. And it became such an important part of my spiritual practice that helped me through so many different challenges. So he said, and it's due to my karma, but I will continue with my worship. My faith and my devotion to Krishna will not wane. So such a person, Lord Brahma says, such a person is a candidate for liberation. Mukti pade sadaiva. So if we develop this attitude, then we have earned the ticket. The ticket to go on board the plane that go to the spiritual world. So this, and when you have this attitude, we also avoid making offenses to others. Because we are not blaming others, we are only blaming ourselves for my own problem. So in this way, we do not commit offenses to others and blame others for our problem. Contemplate on that. So we end here. Thank you very much.